All right, good morning. What's going on, guys? How we doing? Morning, everyone. Rangers lost yesterday. Sucks. Got to go to game 6. See what happens. So yesterday we had one of the first strong moves I've seen in a very long time. So it's day 1, right? We're at day 1. I guess it's day 2 of an upside move here. Did it break anything that makes me irrationally bullish? No, absolutely not. Nothing that makes me think that, we're just going to go straight up from here. Is there levels to watch, to hold, to potentially get more upside? Yes, there is. There's definitely levels to watch to see if we can bounce and find more upside. So there's definitely some holds here on the market this morning on the Nasdaq. Some key levels that I'm already watching here. And it would definitely provide a good insight as to where this market can go today. So today is difficult because you can see anything today. So we need to definitely be patient and careful on what holds we see, what levels we can push through. But right now we held up, right? We got the push through 12.1. We held up. We're holding a 12.230 level right now on the Nasdaq. And maybe this can continue today. So we'll look at it. Of course. We'll look at the levels and prepare ourselves. And also today we also have PCE inflation numbers. So there's a whole bunch of stuff going on today. So let's go ahead and get started. And then we'll sort of break down the move and everything, my thoughts on it. So today's the 27th, futures economic earnings calendar. Not much on the earnings calendar today. We had big lots, nothing crazy. Yesterday we had Costco, which is moving lower, and we had Ulta, which is really strong. Ulta had really good earnings, big EPS beat. Costco basically met expectations and moving slightly lower, but nothing that's really too bad on Costco. Basically just a non-event, in my opinion. So on the economic calendar side, we have the PCE inflation numbers, and we have some disposable income, consumer spending. So we have a lot of, I know, Formula 1 Practice 1 is on right now. I know. I'm just going to catch P2. That's at like 11 o'clock, I think. Yeah, Monaco this weekend, guys. Going to be interesting. And I think it's going to be raining, which is even more interesting. So we'll look at I'll just go ahead and pull up the economic calendar now. That's probably best. Just get that over with. So here you go, guys. We have PCE inflation numbers today at 8:30, so in about 27 minutes. Disposable income, consumer spending, personal income, consumer spending, so nominal and real. And that could definitely be a little bit market moving. So let's watch out for 8:30 today. That's for sure. Apple. So we talked about how Apple needed to hold 138. It did it. It held it and it pushed through, and it helped the market for sure. Apple moving like it did yesterday. We're not tanking. This is not it, guys. Tanking. Please zoom out. Apple, big hold and a very nice retest level that held this morning. I want to show you guys this. This is very nice on Apple. Definitely watching this. Nvidia, AMD. They are basically the same charts right now, guys. Nvidia and AMD are almost identical charts. I want to share with you guys the levels to watch here. Tesla broke a downtrend yesterday. As you guys know, over the last 2 days, Tesla has had a lot of strength versus the market. We talked about this yesterday, how Tesla outperformed the market, and you guys saw the reaction we saw on Tesla yesterday. So a very nice break on Tesla, downtrend break, some levels to watch above. Google and Facebook gap fill. Both of these stocks, I believe, have pretty much filled the gap. So congratulations if you guys caught that. Very nice gap fill on both Google and Facebook. So let's go ahead and look at those. Baba, very nice continuation post earnings. Definitely worth watching. Shopify needs to hold 350 today. Coinbase trading in a channel. definitely could potentially move in a large direction either way outside of this channel. And then finally square at this 86 resistance. Definitely keeping an eye on this as well. So we'll basically look at most. I'm going to really focus on tech today, guys, because I think tech is your largest opportunity right now. It will most likely move the most today. After yesterday's reaction, you should see some type of movement on tech today. And that's why I want to really focus in on tech. Look at what happened on some of these big tech names. And then we'll obviously look at the stuff that you guys want us to look at as well. All right, so let's go ahead and look at Nasdaq. So guys, what happened yesterday, all right? We're getting a nice little push right here. What happened yesterday? If you guys came to the live stream, if you watched my video on Instagram, if you watched my video yesterday, I sort of showed you what we were talking about. I sort of recorded what we were talking about on the live stream yesterday. We were talking about a break and retest of 12.1. Break and retest of 12.1 could give us a squeeze to the upside into this channel, right? You have a channel here that really doesn't have much resistance. It's a void, it's like a vacuum, right? Once you get into this area, it's going to start to squeeze. If I go to the 1 minute chart, if you didn't watch my video yesterday, right here, guys, this was the turning point of yesterday. 12.1, break, retest. We held 12.1 as support intraday, and at that point was when this market just continued to move up. Right, at the 12.1 break and retest. And if you look at what happened for the remainder of the day, look at all these retests that went into this market. So all day yesterday, we were just creating retest level after retest level, which was actually quite beautiful to see. So you can see, if I zoom in here, you have a previous resistance, retest of 12.1. You break through it. What happens when you come back? You turn the previous resistance into a double bottom support. Now, you have the resistance here, right? This resistance, we broke through it. What happens when we came back to it? Perfect retest. We bounce off of it. Here's your resistance. You break through it. What happens when you come back to it? A perfect retest once again. So it's just a really quite beautiful day yesterday of all these retests intraday. Look how this is how the market moves when it's strong, right, guys? This is what you need to understand. The break and retest, it's not something I made up. This is what happens in the market. This is how the market trades. So you can see just one after another. Break and retest of 12.1, break and retest of 12.130, break and retest of 12.180, break and retest of 12.230. This happened like 3 or 4 times today or yesterday. So that's just really clean stuff. When we were seeing that intraday in the trading community, we were just calling it out one after another, and it just continued to work all day. So really nice stuff. Really, I mean, that's just cool to see. It's very clean. So what happens today, right? Well, today we need to look at those same levels, right? All the retests that went on yesterday, we probably should have those on our charts again today, right? So you can see right here, you should probably have those on your charts today on the Nasdaq. So if I zoom in now, if I go to the hourly chart, we're going to look at it in a second. But the big level that I want to show you guys that needs to hold today is right here. This one is the most important, 12.230. Let me go to the 15 minute. It's a little bit better there for us. Here we go. Here's the 15 minute. What's the most important level? If you want to really strong, if you really want to see upside today, if you really want to hold this market higher, this is the most important level of the day. 12.230. All right here. You cannot lose the shelf that we have built here at 12.230. So if we hold this level, if we get a little bit of a morning pullback and we start to do something like this, that could be a fantastic long entry right here. If you guys are looking for a pullback and then a long entry, this could be a fantastic long entry today off this support. If you give up this support, it's not the end of the world, but you would want to see a pullback to 12.1, right? I talked about in my video yesterday, 12.1, that would be another fantastic pullback if we get that downside move. If I go back to the hourly chart, if you guys want to see this market hold up, you cannot lose 12.1. You can't lose this level. Moving forward, into the future, week from now, 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, months from now, if you want the market to find strength, you need to make higher highs and higher lows. You cannot come back under this level. If you come back under this level, we did nothing. This is a total non-event of a day yesterday. This means nothing if we slip back below 12.1, because this was just a pop and a rejection, right? So if you want to see the markets try to build, if you want to start to get confidence on upside, you need to make higher lows. And the first higher low that needs to form is at 12.1. Why is that? Because this is a previous high, right? Previous resistance point that needs to turn into support. So 12.1 is huge. That's the level you should be watching moving forward. In the short term, you can watch this 12.280. This would be a nice hold as well. 12.280. 12.280, 12.1 on the Nasdaq. To the upside, I mean, if we're just strong today and we get no pullback, it's possible. If that's what we see, then you're probably looking at this 12.5. 12.5, 12.5, 12.6. If we have another 2% day, right? Another 2% day takes us to 12.6, 2.5%, 3%, right? So if we get the same type of day we did yesterday, we are going to be right here at this resistance point. And at that point, I can't tell you what happens, right? That's another possible rejection, or you look for the same exact thing, the break and retest. So guys, that's the Nasdaq. There's really 3 things you need to watch today. Upside to 12.6, hold of 12.230. If you slip 12.230, pull back to 12.1. If you don't hold 12.1, this was all just a bunch of nonsense. That's how you proceed today. Okay? That's the Nasdaq. Pretty self-explanatory. ES. So the ES, let me get a little bit more time here. All right. Oh, actually, you know what? Actually, no. If you want to see the larger term analysis of the Nasdaq, go to my video yesterday. I'm not going to waste time here. This is just for today, just short term. If you want to see the longer term, go yesterday, or watch my video. ES. What did it do? Right? What did it do? 40.50. That was our level, right? Rejection, 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 rejection. It did a break and retest here. It did a break and retest right now. That looks very similar to this one, right? You see this? Break, retest, push. Break, retest, push. Sound. Looks like you can hear me on my end. So, nice push. 40.50. Nice retest. What's the next level? 4,100 right here, right? 4,100. Watch out for 4,100 today. If you break 4,100, you should come up to the 4,130. If I go to the 15-minute chart, you guys can see this is creating a very similar thing as the Nasdaq. You can even bring this line down to here. You can see it right there. If you lose this 40.50, 40.40 area, you can expect this type of move, right? So we got to hold this 40.40, 40.50 area on the ES today. If we break that down, we'll probably moving back down to the 4,000. If we get an upside move, watch out for 4,100, and then watch out for 4,130. I would look for break and retests again. If we are strong today, I would look for the retest entries. If it looked anything like it did yesterday, I would look for the retest entries at these key levels. Okay, that's the ES. If we go to the 4-hour real quick, I will show you the importance of 4130. You can see it right here, right? You guys know we've talked about this 4130 before. Look how major that level is. So you can see support, support, support back in February. This is a very major level here at 4130, so just be careful there. Okay, that's the ES. The Dow got through the 32.2 yesterday, right? Very nice, 32.2. Starting to reject this just a little bit, so watch out for the 32.7. You guys can see right here. 32.7. So the Dow starting to reject that double top. If you get a pullback, this is where you want to hold, right? 32.2. That was the previous level right here. Let me zoom in. 32.2 is these previous lows. If you get a pullback, you want to see a pullback to the 32.2, and you want to hold it. Try to make higher lows. Russell, right to the 1850 like we talked about, right? So you can see we broke the 18, we move right up to the next level. This is what happens, right? You move up to the next levels of resistance. Here's your next level, 1850. So 1850, you got your push into that. Can you get a retest? That would be most bullish, a retest, right? Right there. That would be a fantastic retest if we got to 1800 pullback. So let's see. Do we get the 1800 pullback and a curl off of it? Do we lose 1800? If we do, it's the same concept. We gone nowhere. If we lose 1800, we're back in the same exact place we were. If we can get a break and retest of 1240 or 1840, 1850, then you're moving up to the next levels. All right, if we can get a break and retest of this 1850 area, you're probably going to see like this 1900 area, which is the previous lows here. All right, so let's see. Can we continue this stair step? Can we continue the upside? That is the name of the game today. You can't just go in blind. You got to look at, can we get the retest of maybe 1840, 1850 on the Nasdaq? Can we get the hold of 12,230? Can we push into the 12.6? Or do we have to retest the 12.1? In my opinion, guys, if I had to give you my opinion, I want to see this pullback. This is what I want to see. I want to see this pullback. I want to see it show us strength. I want to see it start to build buyers here at 12.1. I want to have a previous supply turn into demand, and then I want to see a push. I don't want to see this market go straight up into this level. Because if we go straight up into this level, guys, it's not going to be as strong as if we pull back and pick up more strength, right? If we see something like this, and then we start to curl up, I think that is a stronger move than us just going straight into this and then getting rejected, right? I would rather us pull back, get some strength, pull back, get some buyers to pick this up off 12.1, maybe some more people, right? Because this is, maybe some people didn't chase this move. If we get a pullback, you'll get people starting to say, okay, I like this. I'm going to start getting some buys here, start to build this up, and then we can get the push. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But in my opinion, ideally, I want to see the pullback to 12.1. All right. Let's continue. Apple. Love this hold on Apple, guys. This is really nice. This is really, really nice stuff on Apple right here. So you guys can see, we talked about the 138. Apple held it very nicely, broke this little downtrend that we were referring to. So a nice little downtrend break on Apple. Obviously strong with the Nasdaq. What is it doing right now this morning? This is very clean. Previous highs here at 144. Look at what it's doing. It is creating a beautiful, beautiful retest area on Apple here at 143.50, you could call it. Right in that area. 143.25 is the high, I think. 143.30, right in that area. So you can see previous rejection. Look at what it's doing this morning, guys. Turning it into support. I like that a lot. It actually did that in the market hours yesterday. So we got the break, we got the retest, and we're holding it. That's quite bullish to me, right? That's pretty bullish to me on Apple. I think if you can hold this, you can definitely get your push to 150. If the Nasdaq is strong, of course, everything has to align, right? It can't get a weak Nasdaq. Apple's not going to go to 150 if the Nasdaq is weak. But if you get a hold of this 143, previous highs into support, this looks like a very nice. Adam, I look at the daily trend in my video yesterday. I'm not going to go into a whole long-term analysis here. If you want to watch it, it's yesterday. There's a 20 SMA on the daily. There's a downtrend on the daily. There is a resistance on the daily. There's a lot more on the daily that you have to watch out for. If you want to see it, go to my video, or just know that there's a 20 SMA on the daily and a 4-hour and a daily downtrend on both the ES and the Nasdaq. Okay, that's Apple 143.25. Watch that, guys. Watch that level. That would be a very nice retest level. Very nice retest level. Okay. Nvidia. Look at this on Nvidia. So Nvidia had a nice day yesterday post earnings. Very nice comeback, very nice push with the overall market. Look at where Nvidia is trading right now, right? This is a very interesting day. This is a very interesting day on Nvidia. What's going to happen here? Are we going to be able to get through this level? Very questionable, very, something I'm very interested in watching. You have a previous support right here at 182 that turned into a resistance point that we are now trading at once again. So what's going to happen here? That's going to be quite interesting. So I want to see what happens on Nvidia today. If the market's weak, this could definitely be a fantastic downside play. I'm not going to be blind to that fact, because if there is downside on the market, this could be a very nice risk reward, right? Because my risk is maybe above 182. My reward is down to 156, something along those lines. It could be nice if the market weakens. Very nice previous support into resistance. Or if we get the push, I'll be looking to see, can we hold the previous resistance into support? Then I can take my long. So it's pretty easy to just sort of structure your day here on Nvidia. If you start to see the Nasdaq weak, if you start to reject, if you break some of these lows, you're looking for that downside. If you move up, if you turn this into a retest level, maybe you can get that push above. So definitely an interesting day to watch Nvidia with it sitting at this level. The same thing goes for AMD. Almost identical chart on AMD. You can see the 100 level is the exact same level as the 182 on Nvidia. You have a previous support, previous support, previous support, turned into resistance, resistance. Is it going to turn into resistance again? Does AMD give back this move? Or are we getting the break and the hold of 100? This is a very interesting day for Nvidia. For AMD and Nvidia. I would absolutely be watching it at these levels. Whatever you think, Carlos. If you want to swing trade it, if you want to scalp it, do whatever you want. So, very nice, guys. Very interesting stuff here. AMD, Nvidia, pretty much identical levels, sitting at the exact same points on their charts. Key levels today, 182 and 100. 182 on Nvidia, 100 on AMD. I would absolutely be watching those. Tesla. So nice little pop on Tesla over the last few days, that's for sure. You guys can see we had a downtrend. We broke it, right? We broke the downtrend right there. Resistance, 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 and we got straight through it on Tesla. So very nice, downtrend break. Now, what do you want to see hold today? 700. You want to see 700 hold. That is the most important thing of the day. You do not want to give back up 700 right there. You can see we have 700 once, twice, 3 times. It actually retested it intraday yesterday. Look how clean that is. Look how perfect that is right there. As if the retest isn't a thing. Look how that's just so good. Breakthrough, retest 7, hold up. If you break 7 today, you guys know what's going to happen, right? You can't lose 7. So 7's a must hold today. If you do get a pullback at the open, if you get a little washout, this could be a great long entry of 7. If we can see that washout long on Tesla at 7. If we go back to the hourly chart, to the upside, I would watch 730 right here. You guys can see right here at 730, resistance, resistance. Watch out for that 730 level. What are your thoughts on the resistance that is broken midway between support and levels and potential bounce? Yeah, I would just watch that. I don't think you need to watch anything besides if it's going to break through this or not. You could see, you could see a little retest here at like 177. But all you really need to watch for is, I think that's probably the level you need to see if it holds. Yeah, right there. I think you want to see, does it hold the 177? If it doesn't, you probably get the slip. Okay, back to Tesla. 730, guys, that's the big level. You can see it here on the even on the 5-minute. Right there, guys. Previous double top. Boom. Boom. If you get through that today, if you get a little break and retest to 730, that's why I wrote it. You probably can't see that, but I wrote B&R entry. I'm looking for a break and retest entry at 730 today. If I see that, I'm going long. If I see a pullback to 7 and support, I might go long as well. If I see a slip under 7 and a flush, then I'm going short, right? Because I know that there is a who does that thing, right? This thing. What is it? Where's the other that? Someone in the chat always posts that. If I see a break under 7, then I expect, one of these. All right? So, watching under 7, watching 7 for support on a washout long, and then watching the retest of 730 for upside. I'm not going to buy calls into this level. I will buy calls if it does. Setting it up for you 1 second. If it does this, I will buy calls. It starts to push higher lows, calls, right? Then I'll buy calls. I'm not going to buy calls into supply. I will wait for the confirmation. Okay? That's Tesla. Google. So Google had a gap that I believe it has filled. So we can see right here. The lows of this candle was 2183. Yeah, we pretty much did it. 2183. Right there. Did we get to 2183 yesterday? Pretty much. We got to 2178. We're there this morning, 2181. So we're almost at the gap fill. So yesterday, Google basically just filled the gap. So very nice if anyone caught that. I know Moby, if you're here, I know you were watching that. Nice move. Very nice move. So let's see what happens when we hit that retest. Do we reject it? All right? Do we reject it? Sometimes after filling a gap, you reject the gap, right? You do a gap fill and then you reverse off of it. So let's see what happens when Google hits that gap fill, 2183. If there's more strength, then I think you move back to the 2230. Now, why is that? I'll show you right now. This is an important level that we've talked about multiple times. Right here. If we break above that 2183, you probably move back into the 2230. That is your previous support, and that could be where you move back into. We'll just have to see what happens at that 2230 level, right? Because you're still on a pretty nasty downtrend, guys, right? I just want to make sure everyone understands. If we were looking at this chart and we ignored this price action, right? If today was the 4th of May, which was the FOMC day, but if we ignore what's going on here, we were probably pretty interested in upside on this day, and then you can see what happened. So you got to make sure we understand the larger overall trend, which is still clearly very much to the downside, right? Google did not do anything yesterday that makes me think, oh, it's time to look for this move. No, not at all. But there's short-term trades, I'm sure. Gap fill. Let's see if it pushes to 2230. Facebook did the exact same thing. I was looking for Facebook to reject 185 yesterday. It did not, and it didn't even try to fake you out. So I didn't even touch it because look at 185. I mean, it didn't even try to reject it for like more than a minute. So didn't even touch it. Facebook was a strong stock yesterday. If I go back to the daily chart, you're going to see the gap that I'm referring to. Oh, 830. Yeah, after Facebook, we'll pop it up. But yeah, so Facebook, same thing, guys. You can see the gap. We filled the gap on Facebook. So let's see what happens today after filling that gap. Right there around 191. The low of the candle was 191.24. What was our high yesterday? 191.73. So the gap fill happened right here. So you're starting to reject the gap fill a little bit, guys. So let's watch out for that. All right, you're starting to show some rejections at the gap fill level, which is interesting. So I want to watch out for that today. All right, we got inflation numbers coming out here momentarily. Here's the Nasdaq on the 1 minute. Here's Walter. Let me zoom in here for us. Let's wait for the news to pop out. Ice. All right. A little bit of a pop. Let's see. Waiting for the news. I'm sure it's out, but it's just not. I don't have it yet. I will come here momentarily. Yeah, not much yet, Chef. We'll see. A little bit of a candle there. All right, here we go. Personal income 0.4 versus 0.5. Personal spending's up. How does the market take that? So spending's up, income's down. That sounds like America, doesn't it? Sounds pretty much the same with America. Spending up, income down. Sounds about right. But yeah, so spending is is plus 0.9 versus 0.7, and 0.4 versus 0.5 on income. Let's see if we get. I'm waiting on the inflation numbers. Definition of America. Yep. It's good. So just waiting for inflation numbers here. Let's see if Walter gets to us. I'm sure he will soon. Anyone see the inflation numbers out there? I don't see them yet. PCE inflation. Throw it on the credit card. Still don't see the numbers. I mean, spending is usually good for like payment processors, but I don't know if we'll have to see an eye on that. Maybe keep an eye on Visa, MasterCard, AXP. That's usually the stocks that move with spending increases. I still don't got it. It says the PCE numbers are at 830. Maybe it's, let's see, let me double check. There we go. All right, PC index rises 0.2, so that's flat. Year over year is a little bit higher. All right, month over month staying flat is not the worst thing. It's not the worst thing you could see, right? If this increased month over month, that would be not good. That would be very not good. Being up year over year is basically expected. I mean, it's always going to be up year over year. I mean, it's a little bit above the estimate. It's up a 0.1, so pretty much in line. I think the biggest takeaway here is that the month over month is in line, right? If this month over month was lower than estimate, I think the market would rally. I think the market's waiting for the first month over month decline in inflation. I think the first reading we get that is lower than estimated month over month, the market will push higher because it's showing a short-term decline. It might be too reactionary to trust, but I think that will be the reaction if you see that, right? If you see it, I don't care I don't care your opinion whether it's right or not. If you see a lower month over month, I believe the market will be maybe irrational to the upside because it's just going to show a decline in the short-term inflation numbers, which is it's a positive, right? So that's what I've been telling a lot of people. I think you got to wait till you see the first reading of lower than estimated inflation. I think that is the first thing you need to see. So all right, guys. So basically in line, right? Basically in line. I really don't see anything too out of the ordinary here. So yeah, that's if it's nothing bad, then it's good, right? If it's normal, then it's good, right? If it's normal, it's a positive for the market, in my opinion. So market's holding up on this. We'll see if this continues intraday. Yeah, at least we're holding, right? So we'll have to see. We still got to watch our same levels: 12,230, 12,1, 12,230, 12,1. Those are the levels. We're getting a little push here. Yeah, Tesla's pushing, right? You're getting some pushes. Google, Nvidia, AMD pushing a little bit. So you're getting a little bit. Yeah, look at this. All right. So yeah, if market likes this data, if the market really likes this data, guys, I would not be that shocked of seeing a 1.5% green day. It's not out of the ordinary. You could see 12.5, 12 or 12. Yeah, you could see 12.6 today. It's only about 1.5% up. So definitely watch out for that. Apple, Tesla, yeah, nice stuff. All right, let's continue. Baba. So Baba had a nice post earnings move for sure. If you go to the 4-hour chart, hold on, guys. Okay, so Baba had a very nice pre or post earnings move, right, up into this next resistance point up at 95. I'm watching this because obviously Baba is so beat down. Maybe there's a move that we could trade here. So 82, 83, nice triple bottom up to the next level at 85. I think the next level that you're looking at is most likely the 100 area. So if we get a break of 95 today and we're able to hold it, I would look for the 100 move right here. The big level that I would watch out for if we really start moving is clearly up here, guys. You can see I wouldn't really trust anything long-term on Baba until we see a pretty substantial move through 110. So I would be like a short-term trader here for the time being. If you can pop over this 95, if I go to the 15-minute chart, let me get a little bit more time. Here we go. If you can pop over this 95, I think, where you rejected yesterday, if you can turn that into support, then I think you can trade this to the upside. So that's what I'm watching today on Baba, a break and retest of 95 to the upside to see if I can catch that towards 100. Shopify. So I like what Shopify is doing right now. Why is that? I like the hold of 350. Today, my goal is to watch Shopify and to see if it holds 350 as support. That is the most important thing for me today, right? Support, support, support. Previous it turned into resistance previously, right here. This was on, intraday yesterday. It got through it. We turned it into support, and you're holding it this morning, guys. So very nice. You're late. We already looked at the numbers. So 5-minute, you guys can see right here, 350. Previous resistance, previous support. Had a little bit of resistance yesterday. We got over it, and now we're holding that 350. So I think if Shop can hold 350 today, you could definitely see a push up to at least these highs here around 367. And if it really starts to move, you could start moving towards that 400. So definitely a watch for me today on Shopify, guys. Definitely a very strong name if the market gets it going. And I would definitely be watching to see if it can hold 350. I think you can get to at least 370s, 360, high 360s. And then past that, you have a lot of room. So definitely watching Shop at 350. Okay. Coin, interesting chart. Interesting chart on Coin. So I want to just show you the hourly chart and how this type of price action will create a big move. Now, I don't know the direction, but it will create a move to a certain direction, right? Because When you coil like this for so long, it builds a lot of pressure. And once you get to either side of a channel, the big move usually occurs. So I think if coin does really break above this in 72, I want to call it 72 to be safe. Let's call it 72. Just to be careful on this. I think if you break the 72, guys, I think you definitely could see a squeeze on coin. It's been really beat down, all right, and you've been channeling. You could see a nice little move above that. The only concern I have is it's very correlated to Bitcoin, which I'm just not really I'm not going to trade coin personally, just to let you know. Let me clear that up. This is not a trade I would take, but it's something that I share because I don't know what you guys like to see. I don't know what people like to trade. Maybe you like to trade coin, so I'm sharing it with you. I personally do not trade coin because I don't trade things that are correlated to Bitcoin. It's just a waste of my time and just too volatile. I really don't care to do it. So if you do break 72, I think you can get that squeeze. If you reject 72, I think you're going to trade right back in this channel back to 60. So it's an interesting trade here. It's a very interesting chart to be seeing a channel like this. You either trade the channel or you trade the breakout. If you trade coin, I would be watching Bitcoin. I would understand Bitcoin. I would analyze Bitcoin. If Bitcoin drops, coin probably will as well. If it does, you might be able to see that rejection off that 72, right? Off that 72. So watch for that. Yeah, I did yesterday because it's not like something I trade often. I'll trade it if it's like an opportunity, but when it's something that is sort of, the reason I did it yesterday is because Bitcoin was dropping. I felt like I could chase that a little bit. I lost money on it, right? So that shows you why that sort of solidified my idea as to why I probably should stay away from this. I tried to trade some coin puts. Was that yesterday? I think it was Wednesday. Wasn't that Wednesday? Oh no, that was yesterday. I tried to trade it under 62. Got stopped out. Took like $100 loser. Yeah, so yesterday was the solidifying factor for me saying, okay, you stay away from this stock. This stock you don't know anything about. So yeah, watch out for that. 72 to the upside, 60 to the downside. Square. So Square, 4 hour. I don't like the 4 hour chart there. Hourly. Here's the hourly. Okay, so 86. I'm watching this level on Square at 86. You can see rejection, 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 and rejection. Right there. So does Square break the 86 today? That's something I'm definitely watching. Square over 86, that could be interesting. With everything we're watching, guys, it's always about the break and retest, right? All these levels that I'm sharing with you guys, I'm not going to trade into them. I'm going to look for the retests. So I'm definitely keeping an eye on Square on a retest of 86. If the market's weak, which it doesn't seem like it's... Let me look again. As of right now, it definitely seems strong, right? So I'm not anticipating a breakdown on Square, right? I'm not going to anticipate a breakdown on Square here at 86 if the market's going higher, right? That's not going to be in my mind. Any bearish play that I'm looking at, let's say I'm looking for a Square rejection, it's only going to be valid if the Nasdaq is taking a hit. So we'll see if Square moves lower, if the Nasdaq does drop today, which it doesn't look like it's going to. So I'd be more likely to be looking for the break and retest on the breakout. So that's what I'll be looking for. So that's Square. All right, let's go to the tickers that you guys want to look at. Facebook, Zoom, Docusign, Roku. I already did Facebook. I'll go over it real quick again. Here's what I'll tell you. That we did a gap fill on Facebook. We filled the gap on Facebook up to 191.20, and we're starting to reject it right here. So just watch out for the gap fill rejection. But if the market's strong, then I would just look for the break and retest to the upside. All right, one of these, one of these, one of those, and then maybe try to trade it long off the retest. That's what I would look for if you're trying to trade it today. But watch out for the gap fill rejection. I was actually looking at Zoom. Zoom's an interesting chart. I provided this morning in the chat. This is an interesting one on Zoom. Here's the 4 hour on Zoom. You guys can see right here. A little bit of a double top coming in. Boom, boom. Does Zoom double top? Obviously, it depends on the Nasdaq. If the Nasdaq is very strong today, Zoom's not going to double top. It's going to try to break out. What do you look for? You look for the break and retest of 110, 108, right? Let's zoom out. Let's take a look at this. Get a little bit more time here. So what are we looking for today if we want to try to trade Zoom to the upside? We want to see the breakout of this previous high. We want to see it pull back, start to hold this level, and then maybe we can take a little bit of a push off that level, right? So if we want to see the move today to the upside on Zoom, watch the previous high, which is right here. It's right in this area. It's right around 108 to 109, right around here. Look for the breakout. Look for it to come back, turn it into support, and then play it to the upside. If the market's weak, if Zoom is weak, maybe you can play the rejection. Either way, Zoom is at a key level, and I would be looking for the reaction right here around this 108, 109. This will tell you a lot as to what Zoom will do at this price point. Docusign, daily chart, just a weak stock right now. Yeah, weak, man. I don't know. It doesn't look like really a stock that's finding much strength. I'd probably look away from it. So watch out for this. This is a very big rejection point potentially on Docu, right on this 82. So if it gets through 82, maybe you can get this thing going a little bit, but watch out for 82. Previous support, all right here. Into resistance, triple top resistance. Yeah, I'd watch out for 82. Okay, and finally, Roku. Yeah, Roku did a very nice bounce off the lows here. Look, if you go to the 4 hour, look at this Roku move. Little triple bottom off the lows at 75. You're probably going to see a push into 100 on Roku. If the Nasdaq's strong, you should see 100 on Roku. It's just because Roku is sometimes a crazy stock. So, yeah, if the Nasdaq is strong today, guys, which it looks like it is, I would expect Roku to push into this resistance at 100. Right there. Okay, that's what I got. Let's go to, let me just look at overview the Nasdaq one real quick again. Let's see what she's doing. Yeah, she's moving. Oh, yeah. She is moving. We're going to see 12, we should see 12.6 today. I would assume. You should absolutely see this level. Right up in here. 12.5 first. 12.5 first. Right? Little level here at 12.5. And you got 12. It's all in this area. It's this whole area right here. You should see us move into this area today. Yeah. If this continues, guys, look at this. Oh, man. It's going to run away from us, isn't it? It's just not going to wait for me. That was the entry I wanted right off that retest. Apple's not going to wait. We'll have to look for pullbacks. Don't chase today, guys. I know you're looking for chases already. Tesla 730 retest. That's what I would look for. That's a nice watch. Nvidia over 182 on a retest. That would be a great watch if we can see Nvidia turn 182 into support. Shopify would be a great bounce off this 350 into the 370s. Yeah. You could buy some shares for swings. Yeah, if you want to trade shares, it's not a bad idea. Yeah, just don't chase this, guys, at open. At least wait for something of a pullback. I mean, who knows? Maybe the people that make money today are the chasers, but that's just not a good way to trade, no matter what. No matter if you make money or if you don't. If you're a good trader, does not criticize himself by the amount of money he makes. It's about the trade setups and the patience he has, right? So, or he or she has. So, this might be chasers galore today. It might be. The people that make money just might be the ones that chase the upside, which is fine. I mean, it is what it is. But if you want to really find the strategy, find structure, I would wait for a pullback. I would wait for something of structure. Look for a retest at some point and take it off that. All right, guys, that's all I got. Thank you for being here. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. It is a long weekend, right? I forgot about that. Is the market closed? I think it's closed Monday. Market holidays. May 30th. Yes. All right, guys. So I won't be here Monday. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Happy Memorial Day. Have a great Monday, day off from the market. And I hope to see you guys on Tuesday. All right. Press that like button. Help me get we usually get about, wow, we're at 200 likes. You guys must have really not liked today's live stream. Damn. That's rough. All right. Well, if you guys could help me get some likes on the video, if you enjoyed the live stream, subscribe if you want to stay tuned for more. If you want to check out the chat where we trade live every day, it's down in the description below. Have a great weekend, guys. And go Max and go Rangers. Peace out.